I had my first panic attack not too long ago. It was a feeling like no other. I initially didn't know what was happening or why it felt like my heart was beating out of my chest. I could feel my eyes starting to water as the world around me became blurry. I know prayer is simply having a conversation with God, so why is it so scary when I pray out loud when other people are around? I know my voice is powerful and can be the spark for someone else's flame, so why does my anxiety rise in fear of judgment that my words aren't godly enough? So much so, it causes a panic attack. Sometimes I wonder if I'm qualified to hold this title, if I'll ever be able to meet these standards to this specific agenda. I feel useless to the kingdom, and just saying that feels like a sin. Why is it so hard for me to see myself the way God does? I don't know, I just feel like an imposter. Seeing everyone go in through the front door, but here I am trying to sneak in through the back, or even climb in through the window. It just feels like this never-ending cycle of dealing with my pride and unforgiveness. Every time it feels like I'm taking a step forward, one little thing happens and I'm right back where I started. It feels like I'm never making any progress towards the unhealed parts of my heart. No matter how much I prayed to be released from this pain and to truly forgive the people who have harmed me, one memory sparks and now my whole world goes up in flames. It makes me sad that I'm so easily triggered. I'm just trying so hard to kill my pride, but it just won't go away, and it's like there's nothing I can do. I put things in perspective. What if God didn't forgive us for every time we dishonored Him? I just feel so hypocritical, posting all these videos to help and encourage others on finding joy in seeking Christ as the light you find in the darkness. But yet here I am, behind the scenes, crying myself to sleep. Times like this, I question, do I even trust God for real? Do I claim to have the faith I say I have? Do I really think God is who He says He is? Why do I continuously doubt despite knowing His ability of conquering the impossible? The love I have for Jesus is real, but at times it does feel performative. I began to read my Bible every single day. It started out at night, then I realized I would always fall asleep, so I decided to do it in the middle of the day whenever I had the time to fit God into my schedule. That seemed to never work, and I was constantly making excuses for myself. I realized you can't fit God into your schedule, you have to fit your schedule around God. I transitioned into morning readings. That seemed to work perfectly. It was like a breath of fresh air, reading the Bible to start my day. Now, what people fail to say is how easy it is to do things simply out of routine. It's like brushing your teeth. You get up every morning and brush your teeth before you do anything. You just do it without thought because it's habitual. What happens when reading the Bible starts to feel the same way? It's great that I'm reading the Bible every day, but I'm doing it without thought, like it's something I'm supposed to do. I want to be intentional about the things I do, so what do you do then? It just doesn't feel real. It doesn't feel authentic. Although I am doing the right thing by being in my Bible, I know in my heart this is wrong. So now I form a question. Is there a right way to do Christianity? This is where I pull the word performative. I'm a content creator who loves to encourage people on their faith, so I typically post a picture of me at the end of my Bible studies to encourage others to get into the Word. But what they don't know is I just read my Bible and it didn't feel genuine. So am I just performing for the world or just checking read Bible off my to-do list? There's so many things I want to get better at, and at the core is, of course, seeing my identity in Christ as His beloved daughter. So I have to put 2 Corinthians 10:5 to practice and hold every thought captive. Despite how much outward confidence I have, I tend to speak too negatively towards myself, and I want to make a change. I wouldn't talk the way I do towards anyone, so let's not make myself an exception. I know all things are possible with the strength provided by God, even in our weakness. Right now, I want to thank God for every trial I've had to endure and am currently going through. I wouldn't be able to see the rainbow that comes after the storm. I've come to understand this journey wasn't promised to be easy. It wasn't promised to not be filled with tears or heartbreak, but it was promised that we wouldn't be alone through anything we go through. It was promised that He would love us through every trial and through all of our doubts. And it was promised that nothing would prosper through every weapon formed. That means willingly running to God and trusting Him with our lives, and truly finding and keeping our God-given identity. Even if that means I think I'm unworthy. Even if that means I think I'm a failure. Or even if that means I think I'm a bad Christian.